been a game changer. But once again, let's jump into the first game of the day. This is Terror Queens up against Virtus.pro.
Biggest question in my mind is, will Virtus.pro learn from their mistakes in day number 1? And right off the bat, I think for Virtus.pro, it's more passive. The way they want to play the jungle, leash heavy, try to get the early rotations, get Starsoy in position as fast as possible, try to deny that farm, and try to stop Terror Queens from invading into their own jungle. But hold on a second here, Saw.
Oh, already a little bit of damage, a little bit of a trade-off. The range on the Zitian is decent in that mid lane. And, you know, even the little bit of doubts, what it lacks in mobility, it does have some decent wave clear overall and can at least get some of that poke damage off.
Yeah, big resources already spent for that mid side. They're ramping up their aggression. Starsoy in enemy territory though.
Starsoy coming in. Doesn't have level 4 just yet, won't be able to secure the kill, but will at least be able to push that mid lane back to the base.
And even Steven's jungle speed for both junglers. The rotations are actually coming through much faster for Starsoy this time. She's in a very comfortable spot. What she wants to do is try to push that weight away from that gold lane so that Liv is able to just slowly free farm up. She needs a lot of space, she needs a lot of time. Let's bring that clashes away from that gold lane.
My main focus right now is the fact that both mid laners have not really rotated too much. It's been a slow pace in the beginning. Starsoy has come in along with Rui. Look at the damage.
Ooh.
Saw goes down. KO falls as well. Starsoy forced to back off. And this is right before the turtle's going to pop up in about 10 seconds. Starsoy might fall as well. The retry does pop, and Ku able to get the kill. Now Daisy just forced to go under the tower. Turtle up. Should be an easy take for Terror Queens.
Virtus.pro overthinking, right? Like, they wanted to stop Terror Queens from invading their jungles, but they're pushing the aggression onto the mid lane instead. Doesn't look like Terror Queens will have any issues with that turtle. We'll blitz that down as Virtus.pro starting to play on that back foot. It's only 2 minutes on the clock. 1,500 gold behind, and Virtus.pro really has to slowly climb back up. You can't give up any of these easy kills over the Terror Queens. They have to watch Ku though. But Dong is constantly hammering onto that mid lane.
And not only that, but Luna Lin, the moment she gets level 4, she immediately pops that Fury of the Phoenix just to get vision. And I got a feeling she's not going to be stingy with it, at least in the early phase of the game, when she might not need it as much in team fights. It's going to be about every single time she has it, get some vision, get intel. And that's going to be so important in this early first, 7 minutes of the game or so to make sure they're securing these rotations well. A little bit of damage on Ku though. Cow still unable to hit that level 4. Finally locked in. Maybe this will make a difference.
A little bit of a touch and go, but yeah, to add on to your vision point, I think the way that Virtus.pro wants to play around the vision play is using Esmeralda to hold down a lot of crucial resources away from that mid lane. No more AOG for Cal though. How was Virtus.pro play this?
I mean, I think at this point, it's 1.5k goal lead. Nothing too major. Ku does take a bit of damage. Fist crack does come in. Ku goes down, a lot of damage on a cow. Can he get away though? No, Sakoshi able to secure the final shot, 1-for-1 in the mid lane.
You see, it's a 5-on-3 down the mid side. Virtus.pro struggling to keep up with the rotation speed. You have the Lapu Lapu coming out from that bottom side, from top lane down to the mid. You have the Granger just walking all fine and dandy, uninterrupted into the mid lane. And it's basically a full-on team fight onto a numbers advantage against Virtus.pro. You have the Esmeralda. Just use the Esmeralda for that vision play. Again, Ku.
Another fist crack. Timed up with the bravest fighter. The damage on Assault drops down. The sword falls. And Starsoy trying to dash in. Does pick up Helene Greena. It's a little bit of safety in the moment of chaos. Daisy now forced to back off as well. Terror Queens just looking for the next turtle.
Saving grace, Daisy won out on the EXP lane early. I think Helena just wasted the full wave. So now Daisy has free roam off that jungle. Make use of that early game advantage and try to open up that map. Virtus.pro is lacking that intel game. Wherever Rui is, it doesn't seem like Cal is giving that intelligence over to Starsoy. That's why she's guessing a lot of the hits. She's guessing where the clashes are coming from. Turtle at health.
Watch for Helene Greena in the backside, trying to get the stun. Does get flared away. AOG does not connect on anyone. Luna Lin forced to dash back. Daisy taking a lot of damage. trying to get away, but Greener finds another target. Cow next on the list, chopped down. Saw just under the tower as Lunalyn picks up the kill. Terror Queens now gonna move on to this turtle. Wait, no, a little bit of a switch up over to the mid lane. Looking for the next target. Starsoy trying to dash in, does not have the shadow kill. This turtle should fall in the hands of Terror Queens.
Liv trading out that bottom T1. Terror Queens picks up that turtle for herself, but look at where Shikoshi is. She's just free rotating, walking fine and dandy all over that map. Whenever there's a team fight, they wait for Shikoshi to come in, feed the farm over to this Granger. She's already got that Sky Piercer, so this is gonna get scary real fast.
Yeah, Terror Queens, after the first turtle, it wasn't looking too bad. Now second turtle, another 1,000 added on to their original 1,000. They're looking at about a 2.8K gold lead. And now it could be getting out of control. We're 6 minutes in, still another turtle. The question is, Virtus.pro even want to try to contest the next one, or do they want to start trying to find ground elsewhere on the map?
They identify that Saw is basically playmaking this entire game. Now Cal split away from Saw. They're using conceal play, going up on the top. They're seeking out Liv though.
Cal gonna back off. Liv looking for some weakness points, unable to find Denny. Saw also keeping the distance. Does come in with a Lantern Flare, able to catch on to Lunalyn. Can this be the kill they need? No, but Helene always shows up in the nick of time. Saw forcing to flicker back. Helene gonna have to try to save herself. Crossbow tank does go off, but it just doesn't do the damage to connect. Helene Greener finally does fall as Virtus.pro puts a kill on the board.
This is where Virtus.pro comes alive, right? They're waiting for a lot of the members to come in and try to fight an even battle. Terror Queens are bringing all 5 members right from the early game, but now Virtus.pro has it all in them to try to fight back into it. Liv is starting to come online. It's a quick and easy weakness points popped as well. And they need to be able to save their resource. Just because you have it doesn't mean you need to use it. And now Terror Queens on a little bit of a defensive play. Right now they know that they're coagulating over that 1-1. They need to be able to take that 1-1 down now.
You know, one good thing about the 1-1, right, is, and as you're saying, they need to be able to take it down, because even though other members of Virtus.pro have fallen, and even though Terror Queens are sitting at about a 2.5K gold lead, Liv is deathless. Liv has been able to farm a decent amount. She's not too far behind, and another item or two, and Liv's going to start really packing a punch. Not to mention the inability to really lock a 1-1 down is what makes her so much of a threat. The fast movements, the dashing back and forth. It is a target that is hard to catch.
Yeah. If you're the Phoenix though, Sog is taken down.
AOG does not connect on anyone. Helene Greener still hanging out. Rui able to get the electrifying, beats Cal, goes down. Koshi picks up the kill, but the crossbow tank pops up, trying to find one. She finds it, she dashes back, but Liv eventually falls to Rui. Starsoy with a shadow kill on a Sakoshi, but still unable to secure anything for the team of Virtus.pro. Now Lunalyn gonna move on to this tower. It's 3 members down for the side of VP. Terror Queens walk away with another win in the book.
Terror Queens catching Virtus.pro off guard. Saw was just not having it. Walked a little bit too close with the Lantern Flare. Ku comes in with a fist crack, and now she's locked down. Cal, a little bit of a counter re-engage, but a little bit of a prediction error right there down the mid-side. Just missing all of that AOGs. She's not having a good game.
I feel like there's been a lot more missed AOGs than landed AOGs. And the problem is I don't know if they're being rushed. I don't know if they're panicked. But you really got to think about how you land those down, whether it's you're using them as they're trying to run away. I think it's always better to be used a little after the team fight starts.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest engage AOG person. It's very easily readable. You need to try to use it when everyone's already kind of caught up with other things.
Yeah, Virtus.pro just seems very counter-reactive. Terror Queens brings a team fight, and Virtus.pro are forced to go in for that team fight, knowing very well that they can't win. Now, 5,000 gold lead behind, and Terror Queens have the Lord marching up on that top side. Daisy giving a little bit more intelligence play as they need to try to protect Liv. She's already got 1 death, not many more, and Virtus.pro might be able to have a shot.
Oh, the damage from those Death Sonatas is starting to stack up. Lunalyn, Helene Greener, Ku, all looking for the next target right now. Just playing the distance. Lord creeping in. Oh, a little bit of damage on Sakoshi. Liv able to get the kill. Helene Greener trying to come in, trying to help save the day, but the AOG fault drops down. Helene Greener now on the run. Starsoy bounces back and forth with shadows. Liv trying to dance around, looking for the weakness point. Unable to connect, but still getting the kills, still locking them down, but now Liv is all on her own. Can she get away? Not today.
Man, that was a Really good play from Liv, outplaying, jumping around, but unfortunately though, she was split way too far away from Virtus.pro, and Terra Queens have their revenge onto that kill onto Sakoshi. Look at the items real quick. The Granger already has that 3-item build. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of physical penetration just from this Granger. So one hit might take out half health, but Liv needs a little bit more time. That's the problem with a lot of these attack speed heroes, where Virtus.pro needs to buy time for Liv to come online. 10 minutes on the clock, 50 seconds till the Lord spawns up. Virtus.pro doesn't have control of this game.
Langrina once again comes in with the bravest fighter and a big stun. Liv taken out, KO'd off the map. Langrina goes down as well. Starsoy trying to pick up the pieces, does take down one and forces Terra Queens away.
Terra Queens always fighting as 5. Virtus.pro, Starsoy is always not ready. I think they need to be able to hold back just a little bit more. If Terra Queens wants to bring the fight to them, Virtus.pro should just back off just a little bit more. Play a bit more defensively. Save your resources for when you can get a proper pickup, a proper ambush. You have Starsoy in question. That's the vision play. Look at that back line, starting things off with Langrina just jumping in with the bravest fighter. And this is where things really go south. The damage is just not enough for Virtus.pro yet. I'd say give it a little bit more time, 5 minutes or so. If this goes on to 15 minutes, Virtus.pro might have an even game.
Cool with the concealed play. Looking for a target. Sakoshi also with the snipe shots from the back line. Lord up, second Lord of the game. Terra Queens with a strong lead right now of about 5,000 gold. Rui deathless, 4-0-5. Compared to her counterpart, Starsoy on the jungle of Virtus.pro, 2-1-0. We're looking at a 2-level gap as well. That's a big retry difference.
It's all about vision play. It's also about macro. Look at the long lane. Look at the short lane. It's already pushing in towards Virtus.pro. They have to send someone to contest for that, or maybe keep that at bay. But at the top side, though, I think Virtus.pro can send a loose member. But if they do, Terra Queens will overwhelm them with the numbers play.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, I don't know, Virtus.pro, they do have the kit. They have the arsenal to be able to get a big wombo combo, a big play. Ku comes in. Fury of the Phoenix comes down, and look at the damage on the Liv, taken out almost immediately. Starsoy forced to shadow away. Rui looking for another one. Daisy gonna be the next to drop. There's no escape from the Terra Queens.
Some might see Ku with that flicker play miss as a huge mistake, but it's all a bait with the Zetian giving that vision. They know exactly where Starsoy is, and that's why Virtus.pro can't comprehend, can't counter-engage back onto Terra Queens, and they're fighting together as 5. They have very strong target prioritization, taking Liv down, and then before taking down Saw, and the rest, as they say, is history. Daisy doesn't have that defense to negate some of that damage as Terra Queens starting their terror rampage.
Man, it is a tough spot for Virtus.pro. Backed into the corner right now, back against the ropes. Can they rope their way out of this? It's definitely going to be a test of stamina if they can make it out of game 1. Let's take a look at the items, though.
Also has the win of nature, though. Sakoshi is 1 item away from that full build. 2,000 gold lead on top of Liv, and Liv still needs a bit more time. From the early game, they had a little bit of a shot, but right now, Liv is a huge, big target for Terra Queens, and they're always taking Liv down now. And the problem with that 1-1 is that it's too paper, it's too glass.
Cool, looking for the back end. Langrina also comes in, gets a stun onto Liv once again. Cal trying to defend, but will drop to the team of Terra Queens. Daisy, Liv, Saw, nothing can defend the advance right now. In comes Starsoy. Locking in with the shadow kill, able to find 2 members. Immortality does pop onto Ku. Unable to end this. Virtus.pro survive another day.
Okay, good call by Starsoy just to use the shadow kill, take down the Kennen minions before they take down that Lord. And I think for right now, Virtus.pro, they're playing on that back foot. Starsoy is always not ready. Finding the right shadows is not enough as Rui just jumping straight in, taking down Cal first. And then they're really re-engaging in that coagulation spot, or in that spot where they want Cal to be in, and it's very high committal. Once Cal goes in, she can't come out. Oh, hold on a second.
Starsoy taking a lot of damage, Cal as well. Rui might be going down here, able to just get away. The damage is starting to stack up on the side of Virtus.pro. We're at a 7K goal lead, closing in onto end game standards.
They don't have high ground as well, or Virtus.pro can't really play this defense. They need to be able to, I don't know, let me see how they can play this, man. Terror Queens are just not leaving anything to chance. Once Daisy comes back a little bit too close, they are going to convert her into that kill. They're pushing her in the wrong position. Daisy might be able to get out now, but if they use crucial resources, Terror Queens might just wreak havoc into Virtus.pro's base. And now both lanes, both side lanes are actually pushing in. It's barren now. Virtus.pro can't just step out their base so easily.
Let's take a look at the mid laner, since that was a thing we wanted to focus on. Luna Lin right now on a mage that has 0 dashes, does have a passive that protects herself a little bit, but overall, I mean, Luna Lin has just played an amazing game, especially at the odds against Starsor and a Hayabusa, against a Wanwan, against an AOG that could be targeting her down. She is deathless with a 19 KDA.
Ooh.
Daisy taking the damage, taking out Sakoshi, able to lock that in. Rui tries to get the electrifying beats. Bliv is on the trail, trying to chase them away. Saw there as well, looking for the pullback. Helene Green able to get the bravest fighter, able to get the stun, able to get away. They're gonna move on to this Lord now for Terror Queens.
Coup, good initiation, empowered Luna Lin to use that Fury of the Phoenix, because a lot of teams use that Zetian's Fury of the Phoenix or ulti just to give that vision, but Terror Queens are using it to that aggression. Once Crew sets things up in motion, Luna Lin pops that Fury of the Phoenix and they get that vision play. They know exactly where Starsoy is. They know where to protect and how to protect Sakoshi so that Sakoshi can just gun everyone down.
Helene Green once again looks for the raised fighter, completely whiffs this time though. Sakoshi does go on to this mid base tower. Virtus.pro continues to defend, continues to sidestep, continues to find a play to save the day.
Lord marching up on that top side. Virtus.pro, Baron on the top and bottom. The only saving grace is that mid lane, but there's the empowered minions that they have to fight as well. They can't risk it. They can't step out of that base. It's okay to just turtle up, play that defense. As long as Liv is alive, as long as Saw is able to dish out that crowd control, then we might have something going on.
Ooh, Helene Green with the bravest fighter once again. Unable to connect the stun. Liv trying to dance around. Fury of the Phoenix does come down, but nobody gets stunned as well. Davey, look at the stun in the back line! Coup! Able to turn things around, but Liv able to get the shots down, able to try to save this, but the base is already connected on. Liv can't do it alone. Virtus.pro will not survive. Terror Queens take game number 1.
A big play from Coup, finding 4 trapped under the wall and nowhere to run, sealing their fate. This is game number 1. The revenge match isn't over though. Virtus.pro has a little bit of time to adjust, but man, it's so hard. 24-9 KDA or kill score.
24-9. Virtus.pro though, in all reality, probably shouldn't have lasted that long in that game. They were able to hang on though. But Terror Queens, man, they were a monster. Every one of them had a star shining moment, from Coup to Luna to Rui. All of them were Helene Greena. Everyone was just able to do some insane plays that game.
We're talking about a mid lane matchup right here. Luna Lin versus Sa, but at the end of the day, Luna Lin empowered the rest of the team. They know exactly where Virtus.pro is. They know exactly how they want to play. They know exactly what their next steps are. And Terror Queens really giving and seeping that fear over on the Virtus.pro. Man, Leo, were you scared at all?
No, why would I be? Luna Lin, as my Terror Queen, no errors queen. She was deathless. She was shot calling the whole time.
She was clean.
She was clean. She was taking care of business. And that's why it was, all right, just to slap some reality in this situation. It was a beautiful performance by Terror Queens. But sometimes Sakoshi and Rui would be opposition by like 2 or 3 seconds, right? And it was punishing more for Sakoshi because she died like 2 times more than she should have. But the truth of the matter is, draft-wise and gameplay-wise, Virtus.pro are catching up. Like, they are playing at a different pace. And I hate to say, I hate to jump to conclusions. We didn't even get to talk about predictions, right?
Yeah.
But this might be a sweep. This might be a worse outcome for Virtus.pro than their first meeting.
I think it's definitely possible. Terror Queens just continues to get better. Don't get me wrong, Virtus.pro have learned a lot, and the switch could always happen, but it does feel very much like it is at odds against them.
Yeah, to be honest though, I would say Virtus.pro, very reactive playstyle. And you see every time Terra Queens are fighting, they fight as 5. The whole squad is there. The whole Goon squad is just hammering down on the Polar Bears. And I think for Virtus.pro, they struggle to find the momentum. They struggle to keep up with the pace the Terra Queens are bringing. Terra Queens are a very, very aggressive team, and I think they need to be able to play that defense in order to counteract this, the Queens.
Let's take a look at how exactly these emblems were set. Confirmed that this is still the support emblem Esmeralda to get extra shielding. If you're looking at the mid lane, you still have the mage emblem on that Zetian, and she's just always on top of things.
Yeah, I just want to say that the value of the Esmeralda actually didn't shine through at all the entirety of this game. What you want to do with the Esmeralda, and especially with the lineup against Lapu Lapu, is clear that lane, try to proxy the wave, try to draw the attention to you, and get out safe. You also got the sprint, Leo.
Yep, also check out battle spells. Again, nothing seems out of the ordinary here. Save for, well, there's really no reason to purify either side. It's just when Ku finds you, it's so difficult to get out of there. Also do note, Sa chooses to use the common emblem, which I think is more common these days, given that you want to spam your skills and you don't want to have to re-top up your mana the old-fashioned way, so extra regen goes the long way. Damage profile, I think, is also a problem for Virtus.pro. Even if they do have good combat control, like they know how to close up range, they know how to CC and zone you. It's just, what do you do with all of that zoning?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the major issues for me overall is the fact that Ku was able to handle the front line and Helene Green was constantly getting those harassing the backside, and it was just giving Lunawin, Rui, and Sakoshi full freedom. Liv did end up getting almost maxed item there, at least damage-wise, was going to have a little bit of defense at the end, and still it just didn't feel like Liv could ever connect. Sakoshi, on the other hand, early on, within the first several minutes, was bursting down, and this is why, even though the Granger has taken some nerfs, it still feels pretty good at a lot of points of a lot of games.
I think, especially since Terra Queens are enabling Sakoshi to come online much faster. She's got a full item build, maybe at the 10th, 11th minute mark, and that's pretty fast in my books. And also, the mid trio, Ku gave the aggression play. Every single time there's a loose target, Ku goes in with a wall. Luna, Lin, and Rui follows up suit just like that with a snap.
And I think that's impressive that Lunalin and Sa aren't far apart when it comes to gold net. That was what, like 300 to just 500 in between? Never rarely 1,000. So looking at the XP lane, this is where I think the difference comes in huge. You mentioned that Daisy didn't really put up much of a fight. Like, there was very little impact from Miss Esmeralda. And already in the matchup alone, you see that all she's doing really is taking away the shields of the Lapu Lapu and the Badang. What else?
Yeah, there's not much, in the macro sense, it's not much that the Esmeralda did in terms of the high value macro plays. What you want to do is draw attention, but basically attention is still drawn over to Liv and drawn over to Wanwan in the end of the game. We talked about this earlier on, Trex, where the Wanwan is free farming, the Wanwan is untouched, but basically once we said that, I think Helen Rena just made me eat my words.
Yeah, and I mean, Wanwan, even we look at here at the damage right now, Wanwan wasn't even able to put out as much as the Esmeralda, wasn't even able to put out as much as Saul, was never really able to freely move around, and I think that definitely became a problem. Luna Lin leading the damage, though, on the side of the Terror Queens. I feel like, for me, that's unexpected in the hands of a ZTN.
Yeah, no, she's just literally nuking, spamming Virtus.pro's front lines alongside Sakoshi. It's just, Lunalin really used her passive to the maximum potential. I didn't even really see anyone from Virtus.pro close the gap and trigger it. It might have only triggered once or twice in the span of how long was the game?
Like maybe 15 minutes.
Just so that thing is on a 2-minute cooldown.
Yeah.
She only triggered it maybe once or twice max. So that means she was really using her kit to the maximum, just literally just spamming skill. Ult is up. I need vision. I get to see everyone is. So with that, already I think Virtus.pro were climbing uphill. They were swimming upstream. They were going up against a lineup or a team specifically that didn't really need to overextend. That's why I was a little question mark on Sakoshi, because she would be way too forward for a Granger, or is it just because, look, see?
Yeah, she goes in first.
I don't know if it is because she goes in first or she was waiting for Langrina and Ku, but then, you know, again, zoning and range control is on the side of Virtus.pro. Maybe that was the difference.
I love how Liv gets caught on the other side. And Saw and the rest are like, all right, see, Rui showed up, and the rest of them were like, you're on your own,
She
girl.
went too deep.
You're on your own.
Yeah, they're just diving straight onto Liv. There's nothing that she could do. There's no defense, backline defense, especially from the rest of the team. Daisy wants to jump in. Starsoi wants to try to find flanks, but it's so hard when you get the vision play from that TNN. I like how every single time that the Fear Phoenix comes down, they start the aggression, they start things rolling. A lot of teams use use the TN's ultimate as a form of a vision play, and they use it very passively, but I like how Terra Queens are using it to start all these engages, especially since they know Starsoi is going to win that brush. So when the Fear of the Phoenix actually goes down, she gets a mini stun, and basically their plan's thwarted.
I gotta give it up for Helengrina. I know that there's not a whole lot of kills, she takes a lot of deaths, but her job was done to a T. She was always the one to kind of split up Virtus.pro. Maybe at least a little over 50% of the time she was landing the stun on to Liv. But the real thing was she goes under the tower, she does what she needs to do, and this gives space to Rui to just enter any way she wants into this fight. And Helengrina was never missing with that bravest fighter.
Okay, so with the impressive showing of the Terra Queens here, with Virtus.pro up against the wall, one game loss away from saying goodbye to the top 8 of MWI 2025. What do they gotta do? Because again, it's not like the draft was difficult to circumvent. They did win from blue, so it was very honest, like you knew what was coming up. Does Virtus.pro switch up? Because they relied heavily on Saz Zushin and then the 1-1. They put so many eggs in that basket. Is it now time to bring out the trap card of Beleric?
Oh.
Is that it? Do we do that? Because the joy on Starsoi, or rather the joy on Rui, that was a thing. Beleric stops that cold.
To be honest, I don't think it's a Sa issue. Sa was playing defensively, but Cal was always trying to bait out the aggression, bait out the ultimates, but she went a little bit too close to the sun always. And I think for Ku, she counter re-engaged on that one. So yeah, that was basically the mid-duel, giving up kills very easily early on, very easily on, especially to the jungle. So I think that, yeah, that's their Achilles heel.
You can't afford to give over kills, man. Check this out. Lunalin, a multiple of Sa's stats right now. KDA,
24.
damage
I think
per
that's just
minute
from the last game.
on the average. But again, that's the reality situation. That's why you got to switch it up. That's why this can't stand. That's why there has to be drastic changes in the draft. Coach MSK finds himself in driver's seat once more, leading his ladies to possibly a sweep. Match point for the Terra Queens on the play. Coach Destined One answering back once more. Can react from red. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever moves on fourth does secure a top 8. I'll leave it in the very capable hands of Trex and Churros.
Yeah, we're starting things off pretty similar to the first game. I think, honestly, though, there's nothing wrong with Virtus.pro's draft. I think they only got found out by Lunalin, and they have to find ways to shut her down before they get more vision plays. So going off with the same bands, starting off the Hilda as well as the Khalid, and then you want to try to deny some of that aggression into the jungle so that Starsoi is able to freely farm. And then Terra Queens banning out the same thing, taking out the Kalea, the Baxia, and the Arlot.
Something important to point out, Virtus.pro decides to take the red side once, or decides to take second pick side once again. They weren't able to do too well on it. I think, I'm starting to wonder, is the Badang one of the problems? Is that worth maybe putting it in the ban slot? It causes such a problem in that mid lane. It was the main thing that caused that first 2 deaths in the first couple minutes. Is that something that Virtus.pro might want to worry about here?
I would have to agree with you, yes. Badang is one of the change makers, the play makers for Terra Queens, especially for the mid lane duel, where Jusin is not really a long-range heavy hero, not really artillery-based, and so you have to get close to your opponents, and when you do, the fist crack comes through, and basically you have to pop your valuable resources, pop away your flicker, pop away your Crimson Beacon, and then you're left defenseless in the hands of Rui coming in with the Joy. So I think in this case, if Rui picks up a dive-heavy assassin like the Lancelot or Joy, I think, man, the mid lane duo for the side of Virtus.pro might be in shambles.
Yeah, and there comes the Badang once again. And at this point, they can take the ZTN, they can get the Jushin. It's literally a same draft so far as last time. Maybe Virtus.pro feels like they just played it a little wrong. Terra Queens now, they can literally just go for the ZTN again. They feel confident with it. They had good wave clear. They're starting to make me a believer of the ZTN. Yeah, I mean, and then they can also pick up, they could take the Hayabusa this time. They can save it if they want. There's a lot of options for them.
Yeah, I don't think they need the Hayabusa because it kind of has a certain playstyle that's different from Joy. It's easier to execute the Joy if you want to go apply pressure on the side waves and the side lanes. And I think for Terra Queens, just pick up that ZTN as sort of like a counterplay. So they go for the ZTN, and that is the Joy coming up. So pretty much the same draft so far, Trex. Kind of seems deja vu.
I do feel like this could call, I think Leo was right. I think this could call for Belleric. Yeah, I mean, they could pick up the Hayabusa now, but I think down the line, the Belleric is something that could fit. They go for the Moskov instead, lock in a gold laner. And now, this is the switch up from last game. Terra Queens, on the other hand, don't have their gold laner in. Virtus.pro can just hone down into that. Take out the Granger, take out the Wan, and leave not a whole lot left for the side of Terra Queens.
I think for the previous game, Terra Queens really wanted to get their hands on the Irithel. Virtus.pro banned that out. That might be the same strategy going into this draft, but I like the adjustment here with the Moskov instead of the Wan pick. The Wan really wasn't working well. Really Glass Cannon couldn't do a lot much, especially in the form of like coming into the team fights and joining in all those team fights. And you talked about the Belleric coming through for Virtus.pro. Won't see the light of day. Terra Queens bans that out.
Oh man, they future sight is on right now. They had an idea, yeah, game 2, especially when it comes down to match point. This is something that could definitely pop out. They know it could be a problem, and they ban it out, and that leaves, I mean, Virtus.pro, what else do they go for here to deal with this Joy? They need something frontline that can hold. They could pick up something like the Fredrin, honestly, but then they're lacking in damage in that mid lane. I think the Fredrin works when you have real bursty damage behind you. But notably, the Fredrin does do well against the Joy in the turtle pit, in certain tight positions. It's able to get that stun, lock her up for just a second, and she's practically useless against it.
Yeah, it's the fourth quarter, 2 minutes down. You have one play to make it count, and this might be potentially the last game for Virtus.pro. What do you do? Do you want to pull out something that's really interesting, really smart, or you want to play something that's signature? They don't have a jungler yet. They don't have an EXP yet. And I think this could be something interesting coming up from Virtus.pro instead of, going with the same old meta stuff.
I mean, yeah, it could be the last game of MWI for them right here. Do you risk it all with a risky pick? Or do you, keep it to the basics, maybe get a little spicy, but overall it's definitely a tough call. They could go back to the Hayabusa. It's something that we saw Starsoy play twice yesterday. For the past 3 games that we've seen her, that's all we've seen in her hands.
Unless you want to go for the Lancelot or the Ling. I feel like that might be a better option in cross-map plays, paired up with the Moskov.
Paired up with the Moskov. You mentioned the Yuzong last game as well. Something that could maybe fit here, at least to harass Luna Lin a little bit. Won't be as easy as a target for the side of Joy and things of that nature. Has a way to kind of deal with the Belleric. So definitely a couple options. Lapu Lapu, Granger, same exact draft from Terra Queens. Virtus.pro forced for the switch up.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Terra Queens knows that. They want to have a cleaner game this time around with the dominant performance coming out from the first game. And now Virtus.pro has a little bit of an adjustment. If this goes over, this might not be the Esmeralda anymore. I think we might go back to the classic Lapu versus Yuzhong kind of EXP lane. I think it might be easier for Daisy to use the Yuzhong since the Granger can't really do a lot of damage to the Flying Dragon.
I think the Yuzhong is a very solid pick overall. They're gonna hold it down to the last minute though. Whatever you do, don't. It's tough, man. You're in a bad spot. Virtus.pro, at this point, they go for the Tigreal. So this is something similar to the Belleric. They're going to swap Kata over to the EXP lane. They do still get that crowd control. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I do like the Tigreal adjustment alongside of Moskov. You have some form of cross-map plays. If they want to come counter re-engage, you want to play aggressive, come on, baby. Come into the mix, and then you have the implosion just to tidy things up and try to get a counter re-engage. The only issue is, will the Gato be able to hold himself well up against the Lapu Lapu in the early parts of the game? We want to see more rotations and more momentum pacing coming in from the EXP side instead for this game number 2.
All right, we're going to be jumping into possible last game for the side of Virtus.pro. We've really grown to love a lot of the girls here, but let's jump in. This is match point for Terror Queens. Can Virtus.pro shake things up and bring us to a game number 3, or will things end here for their journey in MWI?
We started off with the aggression. No more flicker for Saw already. Terror Queens, same old playstyle, same execution. They're stopping Saw from getting any farm whatsoever. Cal is still level 1, getting pushed back by Lunar Lin right from the start. It all comes down to how Saw and Cal played the early game in the mid side.
All right, I like the aggression this time from Terror Queens. Very similar to last time, just playing the same exact game. I mean, it looks like a back-to-back mirror.
Yep. Taking a look at the emblems right now, Saw actually went for the magic emblem instead of the common emblem, so she doesn't really care the mana. She cares about dishing out that damage. And for now, Terror Queens, they are ramping up the aggression, ramping up the momentum, and starting off that early rotation up towards that gold side. We see how Ku, once we know Luna Lin gets back into that reset, back into the base, she immediately goes up onto the top side, try to apply pressure onto Liv, try to get Sakoshi a little bit more farm ahead of Liv and try to get that advantage.
All right, Virtus.pro. What do they do differently this game, right? At least they haven't, nobody's died yet. Which is a good start compared to last time. Don't get cut off. I like the fact, look at the mid duo. They're a little bit split up right now. Tigreal sitting in the middle. We have Saw coming down to the boss side. A couple more rotations. Last game I pointed it out. In the mid lane, it seemed like they were kind of glued like towers on that mid lane. So I like the fact that Virtus.pro is actually moving around this time, and it makes it harder to get caught. But look at the damage onto Helgarina. They got to watch out for Ku. That's the one who started things off last time. Virtus.pro, though, gonna probably give over this turtle, possibly.
Yeah, 4 members here. I don't think Virtus.pro wants to be able to fight for this one. They don't see where Ku is. Now we see that Luna Lin.
Starsoy as well. Look at the damage on Luna Lin, but SOD connects. Cal forced to flicker back. Daisy now also forced to go away. Turtle does go into the hands of Terror Queen, but not a single member drops from both teams.
Saw was just a little bit too slow on that level 4. She just got it right after the turtle was taken. And even though she went on to the EXP side, the early push by Luna Lin away from the mid side caused Saw to play on that back foot right from minute 1. Now Ku, starting off with aggression.
This is tough for Liv in that gold lane. The range from the Granger. Liv is just kind of having trouble finding those angles, and it's very similar to what we saw last game. Sakoshi's so good at using that Detonata to just zone you back, get chip damage down, and look at Cal. Bravest Fighter does come in. Cal might go down. Boom from Helgarina. Starsoy is going to try to start a fight here. Virtus.pro take the first death.
Unfortunate for Cal, always finding herself in tricky situations that she can't get away from. Already popping that flicker, so no surprise play with the implosion on hand. Daisy taking a lot of damage in the mid side, but she's slowly trying to push their way down to the EXP side. So a little bit of a switcheroo with the lanes and trying to give over some of the farm over to Starsoy.
Saw push back once again. This continues to be harder and harder for Virtus.pro. I think at this point they just kind of slow play it. They need to wait till Starsoy gets an item or two down, because even Starsoy will do a lot of damage. Liv finally gets a Corrosion Scythe in. They don't need to rush things, and I think they are playing this correctly. But if they let that gold get too far ahead, we're going to see something similar to last time.
Dude, it's all about a vision play at this point. Ku is always giving intel to the rest of the team. They're always moving as 5. And speaking of which, bottom.
Daisy does get stunned up. Should be able to get away from this, get some life back. Helgarina, maybe in a bad spot, brought down to about half health. Ku as well. Watch out for the fist crack. Watch out for the fist crack. Saw forced to flicker back. Starsoy comes in. Decides not to use the shadow kill. Virtus.pro still hanging on.
The whole squad was there. Terra Queens, this is how fast they're moving. Virtus.pro, every single time they get caught, they find themselves hit by all 5 members. Starsoy are able to get out safe.
Daisy does help out with the AOG. Starsoy does go to safety. KO.
Do you think she knows?
I don't know. She put up the finger like. No,
she was right there. She was right there.
Did she let her go? Did she let her go?
It's a truce for now. It's a truce for now on a cow.
That was sussy.
That was
sussy.
Just play werewolf in the middle of MLBB.
All right, Ku once again gets a fist crack. Damage on a cow. Elaine Green decides not to do it. They want this tower. They want the tower. They're like, listen, if you guys back up, we'll let you go back to base safely. Saw also trying to get into the midst of things. Virtus.pro, I have to say, I think this is the right way they're playing this. Yes, they're cutting off the arm to save the body.
Just give it. Just
you
leave
lose
it.
the tower, exactly. And it's sometimes that's the best thing you can do. Sometimes you got to lose a finger to save the hand, you know?
Man, it's a worthy sacrifice. I think Virtus.pro just needs to play on the back foot. I don't care if they give up all T2 towers, but hold on a second. Ku finds Daisy. I think they want to push the situation.
Daisy should be okay. Daisy has not died yet. I mean, nobody or only Cow has died, which is great for the side of Virtus.pro. It means they're all getting some gold. Ku into the backside. Starsoy in a bad spot, does get stunned and dunked on once again. Helene Krina never seems to not connect. Cow now in a little bit of trouble. Sakoshi just getting off as many free shots as she wants. Ku with another one. Saw against the wall. Daisy against the wall. Luna Lin keeping them at bay. Terra Queens continues to be relentless.
They're moving together as a whole unit. Rui has a lot of rotation, a lot of dashes to get into the clash whenever Terra Queen wants, and the aggression comes in strong. If you look at the minimap, it's a huge blue ball just moving together. They're not moving as units. They're not moving like headless chickens. They're moving like a big mama chicken.
Okay, so wins the turnaround though. Virtus.pro has been trying to hang on. Helene Green is going to be so hard to catch. You can nullify the CC with the Bravest Fighter. The flicker, the stun, Saw able to just get away. Don't pull him to you. Don't pull her to you. Just let her go. Cow now in a bad
see the bottom
spot.
side. Live.
Should be safe. Everyone's okay. Mid lane is pushing in onto the tower. Virtus.pro still hanging on. Is there a turnaround point though, right? Like it's 4.6K, almost 5K gold lead to Terra Queens.
It's still 7 minutes.
When can Virtus.pro actually fight this out?
It's still 7 minutes. First Lord of the game hasn't spawned up just as of now. I hope we see the itemization soon because Liv needs to start getting online soon, but Starsoy getting a few shots off of Sakoshi. We get to see the items right now. Liv is so far behind though. 1K gold lead, but that's why the Trinity is just so expensive. You need to buy time, maybe 12 to 14 minutes, and then Moskov becomes a little bit more viable. Ku finds himself a little bit in too deep.
Oh, SOD does miss. AOG comes down, everyone flickers away. Rui into the backside, Saw in a little bit of trouble. Electrifying Beats able to get the execute, able to get the kill. Starsoy coming in with the Shadow Killer herself, but unable to connect, unable to destroy. Virtus.pro continues to be back down. Liv finally gets in the golden staff, gonna look for this tower. Helene Green is there, wants the fight, wants the 1v1.
Liv, they stopped the Bravest Fighter.
Helene Green has said, no, you're good, bro.
It's all good.
Girl. You're a good girl.
Liv knocks her on the wall and just disrupted the Bravest Fighter just before she gets that CC immunity. It gets the iframes. And now Virtus.pro though, this is a cleaner game from Virtus.pro. Yes, maybe, I gotta agree with you, lose a finger to save the hand. And this is what exactly they're doing. Oh,
Have they lost too
Liv!
many fingers?
She's actually
Liv
walking in.
knocks Helene Green against the wall. Kyle with the implosion. Ku though showing up. Watch out for the fist crack, as I say every time. Stunned up, taken out, done, done, done. Virtus.pro can't seem to get a win right now. Can't even seem to get a kill.
They can't seem to get it together. Liv was just walking straight into that brush where Helena was at. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to, at this point of the game, get some vision with your tank first. Cal should go in, try to suss out some information from where everything is, but Sakoshi's way too far ahead. Look at one of those shots. There's a quarter of the health gone from Liv, and you need that monster to come online fast. The Lord spawned up. Turk Queen's in a very good position to take and blitz this one down. Virtus.pro still killless, and 7,000 gold behind.
I'm wondering where Liv is at on the items right now, along with Starsoy, along with Saw, along with the whole gang, because that's what really matters. Spear Destruction does come in, but it connects onto Helene Greena. Not exactly the right target. Cal with the conceal play just to reposition. Virtus.pro give it over willingly.
Turk Queens need to split their body right now. Virtus.pro is playing it the best they can. They got the Fury of Phoenix to stop Liv from getting that recall.
Oh, Liv in a bad spot, cornered. I don't think there's a way out of this one. Liv taking out the saving grace, the last egg in the basket, cracked.
Smart play from Luna Lin. They know that Liv was on their way home. You can take down a T1, but we will have your head.
All right, Lord marching down the bottom lane. Let me remind you all, this is match point for Terror Queens. Tournament life for Virtus.pro. It's all on the line here. Only one can prevail. Only one can be limitless. Let's take a look at these items.
You got 2/3 of the Holy Trinity already built up, but I think it's a little bit too late. It's a little bit too late. Terror Queen's 8,000 gold ahead.
2/3 too late. Ku once again with the fist crack. Rui into the backside, causing destruction. The Lord continues to be relentless against the base. Sakoshi poking away, bravest fighter. Daisy down. Saw forced to flicker back. The Lord marches onwards as Sakoshi just unloads the shots. Starsoy able to get the shadow kill onto the Lord. They survive for another second, another minute, any amount of time.
Cal doesn't have the implosion, doesn't have the flicker. There's no surprise plays from Terror Queens. A clean game so far. 6-0. Starsoy wants to find something, but nothing. Terror Queens will hand them over nothing. Virtus.pro still playing on that defense. Yes, you lose a finger, but you might lose your hand as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost
a
lot of fingers. Fingers from
now.
both hands. We're talking toes, arms, ankles. They're sitting there like the guy from Monty Python. It's only a flesh wound, you know?
Yeah.
It's looking troublesome at this point.
Silver lining, maybe they have that high ground. So you have the implosion from that Tigreal, but you have to hold on to that. The Purify coming in from Sakoshi's already gotten that reset. So you can't just implode one person. You have to find 5 members, try to disrupt their gameplay, but Ku's always finding them before they do.
Rui into the backside once again. Kyle looks for the pushback. AOG does connect, but it's still not enough. Rui finally goes down. Liv able to get the kill. Can Virtus.pro find something on this? 1 for 1, and when you're behind like this, a 1 for 1 is good.
The Polar Bears are turning into Hydras. You're splitting their heads. You have Starsoy coming in from the T3s down the bottom side. They need to be able to take down that waves and try to maintain those wave pressures. But Terror Queens, they lose one. It's not a perfect game for them, but it's still a really, really strong front for them. Good fight, high commitment, but Virtus.pro, they want to be able to snatch up that turtle. They don't know where Starsoy is, but they have the Fury of the Phoenix, though. They have that vision play going strong.
Vision play on the map. Virtus.pro, 1 kill, finally on the board. We gotta let the tension build right now. Virtus.pro finally puts a win into the book. Could this be the last Lord? I always say the most important one is the last one. Is this the one that Virtus.pro needs to go for? Look! Starsoy in trouble! For the Phoenix comes down! And Greena once again clocks them down! There's just no escape from this girl!
That SOD goes in, but they won't come in though. Liv takes down the T2, but no problem at all. They're making a beeline straight to the throne. 20 seconds, Starsoy still left in the graveyard.
Liv. Liv gets stopped. Gotta get the outplay here. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Belay Greena's unstoppable. Nobody escapes that sword. Terror Queens closing in onto this base. Ku able to get the fist crack. Daisy with the falling star moon, but it's still unable to do anything in the face of the Terror Queens.
Waves are pushing up strong from top side. The Lord marching down bottom. They need to lose all their resources. Starsoy already back in the picture. Terror Queens taking out that top T3.
10 seconds for Liv. 10 seconds for life. Helene Greena once again locking on to Daisy. Rui into the backside. Saw taking a bit of damage. Look at the damage on a Star Soy as well. Liv finally up. Can Liv turn the tables? Change fate. The Lord continues to close in. Helene Greena does not connect with the bravest fighter. No stun for them. Lord down to about 10%. They take it out. Virtus.pro defend again.
They don't have Luna Lin. They don't have that mass stun. And Arena will get out safe with the bravest fighter, but Sakoshi, oh, Spear of Destruction goes
wide.
wide.
Gets a stun on Assault once again. Fear the Phoenix comes down. Everyone is stunned. Rui pushed against the wall. Rui caught in the implosion. Daisy picks up the kill. Virtus.pro with 3 on the books.
Rui flew too close to the sun. Luna Lin to set things up in motion. They thought that was it, but Virtus.pro manages to defend. What is this game so far?
I don't know.
They might just come back. They might just come back.
It is a possibility. We're closing in on to end game status. 6K gold lead, but soon that's not going to matter. It's 70 seconds on the clock for the Lord. By then, we're even closer to that 18-20 minute mark. I mean, Liv maxed out on gold.
Oh, they don't see that Cooper back.
Saw goes down. There's not going to be an escape from this one. That could be the game changer. Sakoshi able to get the hit onto Cow. Cow might be able to get away. The stun does land down. Ku with a fist crack. Cow is a tanky girl, but I don't think she's going to be able to wait. She gets away from this one. Virtus.pro, that's 25 seconds on the clock for Saw. I'm forgetting that we're only 15.5 minutes in. The death counters aren't too high just yet.
Ku is definitely, man, she's been in the red room. She's a Black Widow. She's finding the nice little flanks, the nice angles, nice positionings from that back. And they don't see her coming. Virtus.pro played a little bit safer, wait for Saw to come back. Terror Queens though.
A little bit of an ambush down in the purple buff.
15 seconds till Lord spawns up.
I like it. Let's see if Virtus.pro can finally try to fight for this one.
Yeah, Virtus.pro, man, they're still on that defense. Liv trying to get onto that long lane top. And apply that pressure, but they know Luna Lin already has Fury of the Phoenix on hand.
Cow gets another item in. Make her a little bit tankier here. Luna Lin.
They see where Liv
Here comes the play. Daisy takes a little bit of damage. Shots are fired. Daisy finally drops. Immortality does come up. A Saw is free for the taking. Luna Lin finds Daisy as well. It's 2 members down, and Liv is uptown on the long lane, unable to help.
As soon as they saw Liv, they pulled the trigger. Terror Queens, the Ripping Hazard. Cool. Immortality
actually goes down. That's huge. A shutdown for Star Soy, and minions are still closing in on the base. Liv might get her 1v1 once again against Helene Greena, but Rui able to take the Lord. It's all hands on deck, back to the base to Virtus.pro.
Liv off the map with the SOD to keep herself safe for now, but Virtus.pro unable again to find any objectives as Terror Queens. This might be that last push, waiting for Ku to come back online. You still got a couple of seconds until Lord spawns back up. 3 waves already pushing in. They're singing up top and bottom side. Mid side though, a little bit in shambles. Singular itemizations, it does not matter. Everyone is in late game status now.
I mean, it's true. It's true at this point. We are there. I got to ask you, Jiro, did you expect the game to go this long? After the first few minutes, I think we all thought Terror Queens had this in the bag, but Virtus.pro is showing that they're willing to get in the ring.
Man, the Polar Bears versus their worst nightmare. It's Terror Queens, it's 1v1 down the bottom side, but in the base though.
Liv trying to defend. Helene Greena comes in once again with the shots on to Liv, but Liv still into safety. Daisy able to get the AOG. Helene Greena immortality pops, but the fist crack unleashes the damage. Sakoshi, Rui, they're all getting dropped down on the side of Virtus.pro, but Liv still defends. Liv hangs on.
You got the next minute waves coming through into mid side. It's 2 against the world.
Ku comes in with a fist crack once again. Liv still into safety. Helene Greena dropped down. Saw just trying to do everything she can to keep them off the base, but it's not enough. Terror Queens, they do not care how long you defend. Eventually, they take you down.
Terror Queens denied Virtus.pro from getting their revenge, sitting on top of their shiny throne, and they're still on top of the Vietnamese. Myanmar still reigns supreme.
A very well fought effort from Virtus.pro. I got to give it to the girls over there. They did an amazing